Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're playing Deadlands tonight. It's okay, Check. You keep talking. I kept y'all muted because I heard y'all were still talking, and they still can't hear you. And now they can. And now they can.
Oh God.
What's happening?
Jeremy's muted. Whoa, what did you say about my mother? Whoa, she's a nice lady, Jeremy. You better watch your mouth. Oh, goodness. Anyway, we're playing Deadlands tonight. We're continuing Blood Drive. Yeah, I think we had a fun time last time. We killed some wolves and told some stories, learned about a moose, and I don't know. I definitely remember that moose. So it's a good ride. Yeah, I've determined I know who needs to die first. It's definitely got to be old Dr. Cuspid. And once he's out of the way, I feel like all defenses for the rest of the players are going to be down, and I can take them out too. And then it'd be great.
Oh no, he's found our weakness.
I have a strategy. Now. I do. I'm just going to put 30, 40 different mobs on the screen, and one of them is bound to explode. One of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Just like that other game.
Oh boy. All right, let's introduce some characters and get started. So, Jeremy, tell us about Dr. Cuspid.
Of course, I'm Dr. Byron Cuspid, your residential dentist, and just an all-around friendly gentleman. Yes, I do dabble in some strange science, but it's for good reason. I'm here to keep my friends healthy and whole, and there's nothing you need to worry about whatsoever.
That's true. But there are Tommyknocker teeth in Ives' stomach, and I'm going to frequently refer to that, I think, right?
Well, it was an experimental procedure, and sometimes, things happen.
I can't wait for them to start gnawing their way to the surface. That's going to be really fun. Just one morning, he wakes up, and there the teeth are right underneath the skin, just ready to pop on out.
Ooh, like the worst pimples ever.
Yeah, the worst. Oh, it's terrible. Or they come out like the alien head, just like a little tiny head starts coming, like a goiter. Oh. A goiter forms on John Ives' neck, and there's teeth, something like.
Or what if it just like forms Franklin, like a weird teratoma, and then like this Tommyknocker tumor just pops out?
Oh God, just walks around. Oh dude,
my baby.
Oh my God. All right, I'm going to take a few notes while Matt introduces Jack Dawson. Matt, tell us about Jack.
Good day. I'm Jack Dawson from the Great White North. I am a Mountie who has managed to find his way down here to this strange land. And I'm going to keep my new friends safe from all these strange creatures we're encountering.
Yeah, that's true, including... oh, my goodness. Didn't you know you're the one? Okay, now I'm looking at my notes here. You remember the dread wolves? Like you're the one who encountered them before. That was why the moose came up, right? Because the moose was killed.
That is how the albino moose came up. Okay. What's the name of the moose? Do you remember?
Frobisher.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, Frobisher is his name. There's a history to that. But that's fine, Matt. It's not holiday season.
We'll get into it another time. Yeah.
A couple months from now, we'll dive back into that argument.
And then it'll be my time to die.
Sometime around November, we'll dive into that conversation.
Actually, maybe October, because it happens first.
Well, it happens first in terms of the months, but in terms of the years, it happens first. With my people. In St. Augustine.
Can we get through the summer first before we get into this?
We'll debate this come fall.
Yes. Well, that's when opening arguments will begin. So for now, it's just about research. And then let's go to the bottom row. Adam, tell us about Eustace Ellsworth.
Well, my name's Eustace. Sometimes I'm on the straight lace crew. Sometimes I'm on the laces out crew. I just do whatever comes naturally, and that usually involves a bit of drinking. And when I've had some, I'm all right. When I've had none, I'm terrible. And when I've had too much, I don't know.
That's well put. That's really well put, Eustace.
Let's find out. Let's find out what happens.
Yeah, let's definitely find out. Let's find
Eustace,
out. I mean, definitely nothing violent could possibly happen.
Well, no, because of my vow of nonviolence.
Exactly.
I vowed to never use a gun again.
Never use a gun. Nope. And that
Again.
violence only ensues if a gun is
Again.
involved.
That's right.
Yeah.
You
These
know,
are all
it's
facts.
like when they were trying to take back the Holy Land. They decided to take vows of nonviolence and no bladed weapons.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
no shooting guns, because that's violent. That'll put holes in people and make them bleed out, and blood's violent and all that. We don't
Yes.
want none of that.
You're making as much factual sense as Matt does when he talks about Martin Frobisher. Moving on.
You see, Mark. Oh, you said moving on.
Yes, I said moving on.
Just
Moving on.
Moving
move
on.
on to the next person.
That's some
and
bold
see
flavor.
what comes after me.
Well, it's gonna be
Thanks.
Chuck, as Chuck is gonna tell us about John Ives.
I think that's me. I'm playing John Ives. I am, whereas my good buddy Eustace took a vow of non-violence, I took a vow of extra violence. So we balance out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just a regular guy with a tooth baby in my belly. And I got my 6 shooters, and I got an uncontrollable hankering for human flesh.
and you have an heir in the making.
I do. I
Yeah.
have my backup character, little Timmy.
Little Timmy.
I know I'm nuts as shit, but little Timmy, he even frightens me. So one of these days, if Dr. Cuspid can't straighten him out, well, I'm just going to have to just shoot him right in the face.
Yeah. Much
In the
like
medium.
Much like Karen Koenig is the big bad of our Alien universe, I think Little Timmy might be the big bad of our Deadlands universe.
How is it that I'm the one that always spawns our big bads?
I don't know. You just have that way about you.
I do. I can't deny it.
It's true. And then finally, Melissa, tell us about Anna.
So Anna Tabo is the resident ranch hand wrangler of the group. She finally was able to wrangle Devil Eyes, who can kick some stuff himself as her trusty horse. She is really bad at singing, so her family a long time gave her a harmonica, and she recently learned that she is just as bad at harmonica as she is at singing, and this is something she had not been told before.
That's all right. It's all right. This is not Anna actually playing. This is actually somebody else.
They're
in the
playing
ranch.
well.
Yeah, they're playing well. So, if I think whenever Anna goes to play, it sounds more like this. As people run away in fear, something like that. I don't know. I really gotta stop. I'm just playing a little too much with the stream deck now. Okay, so that's everybody. So let's dive in. I think let's get started, so that I can quickly kill Jeremy. So you all, you are part of the Lazy S cattle drive, as we know. Lazy S. You've been moving northwestward through central Texas. You're kind of getting close to New Mexico at this point. Morale has been a little low since the Bayou Vermilion attack left Gertrude, your always happy, always smiling NPC that we really didn't explore, dead. The attacks did stop thereafter, but drought reared its ugly head, and you basically all have been traveling for about a fortnight in very dry conditions, half water rations, quarter water rations, etc. Bill and Luke have been riding ahead, looking for streams and old wells. And some of the cowboys as well also were doing that. We're searching for various hidden springs and stuff, which led to some trouble for Waylon Fontaine and Calloway, who were set upon by dreadwolves last episode while trying to scour some brushland for water. Jack was able to track down one of their horses to a copse of trees, and there the rest of the crew cleaned up those dreadwolves and rescued the missing hands. Dr. Cuspid managed to figure out how to clean out the wounds, magically speaking or technologically speaking, to make sure that none of the rabid infection that dreadwolves could provide, none of that kind of worked their way into anybody. Back at camp over a few nights, as we were traveling through the dry lands there, people were telling stories. Jack told us about his beloved moose named Frobisher, and the last time he encountered dreadwolves, Eustace was I don't know what the hell Eustace was talking about. Something about not quite a podiatrist and not leaving well enough alone, I think was the story. And Anna was talking about Tito Jackson and all the wrong choices he made and how she learned to have others' backs. Ives told us about a Vendigo, various lessons concerning the consumption of flesh, which little Timmy completely misunderstood. Dr. Cuspid spent his time on some kind of lonesome and therapeutic reflection of his past deeds, which was interrupted by Stinky Pete, a man known for gossip, but not for personal hygiene. The speed of your drive slowed down a bit. Fatigue started to sink in with some of the ranch hands. You're doing your best to thwart it amongst yourselves, but it was still starting to rear. But then finally, Bill and Luke returned with news of an abandoned homestead, but apparently it had a well full of water. So we will pick up right around there. So as the herd kind of starts to find its space around this homestead, Luke begins handing out some tasks here and there to folks, and like you're kind of given basic instruction that you're going to be here probably for a pair of days, probably for like 2 days. So you're either going to be spending some time doing some bucket hauling because it's a whole process to get the water in and out, or you're going to be riding the fringe of the herd, but you're also going to have a little bit of free time. We don't need to do a full interlude, but basically, is there anything that your character would specifically be doing as they approach this abandoned homestead? Is there anything they're looking to do in reaction to anything that's happened thus far?
I just need to get some healing under my belt because I'm still banged up.
Well, I'll have you ride as Rain very shortly, sir.
Well, thank you, Doctor.
I'd like to survey the surrounding area.
Okay.
If I could, just based off the types of creatures that we've been encountering recently.
Okay. Yeah. I think that sounds like a survival test. Cuspid, were you going to do a heal test on Ives?
Yeah, I would have tried regular medicine before I do the power.
Yeah, that's fine. So you can go ahead and knock those rolls out, both of you.
That's one. How many wounds do you have?
Just one.
Okay, there you go.
Cool. Thank you. How quickly does fatigue subside?
Depends on the fatigue. Certain fatigue has like special rules. Like how did you get yours? Like where did yours come from? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I think I got it from the injury I took fighting the wolves last time.
Okay, so then fatigue. So you recover fatigue at 1 level per hour, unless it's specified by like the specific source of it. So you're probably good. Like that fatigue at this point has probably been gone. You might have also got it from the low water.
Being dehydrated. We had to roll
Oh,
bigger checks.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
probably what it was. Okay.
All right. Cool.
But that's something that we can get rid of at this point too, especially since water is not going to be a problem at this point. Okay. All right. So Jack, you do a little survey of the area. As you do, you got a 4. It looked like I think that's what I saw. It's a fairly desolate area. You can notice a few things. One, this is sort of just like a godforsaken place. Like you don't see any real signs of anything growing around here. Like there definitely was probably some kind of farm that was attempted at some point in the past, but it appears very, very dried out at this point. But in most directions, north, south, east, west, doesn't really matter. Like it's sort of empty. You don't see any other signs of like paths or trails or roads or anything going anywhere. This feels like a very isolated place. And it's a little kind of peculiar to have something just so far away from any other civilization, especially since the land itself doesn't seem particularly fertile. In terms of animals, couple times you do catch sight, we'll probably say, in terms of scouting around. You do catch sight of a coyote or two every now and then, but nothing out of the ordinary. You don't see anything like the dread wolves, nothing like that kind of stands out. They just look like legit coyotes that just kind of skirt around the edge, kind of curious about what's going down, as thousands of cattle have suddenly appeared and a couple dozen people.
Okay.
All right. What about the rest of y'all? Anna, Eustace, you doing anything in particular? John as well. Ives.
Eustace is emptying a bottle down his gullet.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Would Anna be doing anything in particular?
Anna would be spending some time with Devil Eyes, just sort of because one of her edges is Beast Bond, so just sort of spending some extra time with Devil Eyes, just kind of working on their kind of coordination and
Okay.
Jumping and doing other things like that. Just
Yeah,
kind of-
sure. Yeah, there's no real role necessarily required there. So over the course of while you're all doing this, while you're healing, setting up some stuff, you can see like it's a very time consuming task getting water up from the well. It's literally a series of bucket hauling. So there's shifts where people come out and like some people are going down, others are up, and a couple people have to climb down into the well itself and everything. And then you're trying to get as many barrels and canteens and stuff filled as possible. From what Bill and Luke were able to kind of scout out, it's like, at least according to the maps that they have for the trail that you're on, it's going to be at least probably another 4 days before you hit the next source of water. So there is definitely concern to make sure that you have enough to go. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the water. Everything's fine. The well seems clear. It's just a matter of kind of pulling it up. As the first day passes and then into the night, like you can tell that there's like some sort of chatter going on here and there, and you hear like some rumors that are starting to kick around a few of the campfires as Javier gets the slop ready and is kind of passing it out for food. But you hear folks talking about how some people were kind of scoping out the house itself, and windows are all shuttered, door is barred. No one's actually been inside yet. Doesn't really look like, no one's really been here for a while, it seems. You hear some folks saying that they've been kind of hearing things, like there's been sort of some sounds that have been popping up from the inside. You're not sure if anyone's home. Bill spent a good amount of time knocking on the door here and there, and then there's a level of superstition amongst some of you, and so over the course of the night you start seeing like people more and more start moving away, and at a certain point even Javier, the cook, he kind of starts packing up a little bit early and feels like he wants to move the cart away. Like he wants to actually take the chuck wagon and move it further away from this landing ground.
Welcome, Raiders.
Lords and Ladies of Fate, thank you. Ladies of Fate, thank you for joining us. We just got started, actually. We're pretty early on. So at a certain point, Bill Sutter, kind of comes up to you all. It's later in the evening. And he says, listen, if y'all wouldn't mind, we need someone to just go suss this out, will you please? I got half these folk over here. They're God-fearing, and they're saying they're hearing things and whispering and shadows bumping around here and there. If you'd be so kind as to just kind of reconnoiter what's going on inside. I knocked as much as I could. There ain't anybody here. Ain't no signs of nobody here. No one's been inside the house, and I tried to get a few other folks to do it. Waylon said hell no and nearly spit in my face, so it would be nice if a few folks could get in there. Now, I figure since you all are already a half bit past crazy, then this should probably be pretty easy for y'all.
Wait,
Don't know if my bullets can shoot a ghost, but I certainly try.
Man,
right,
there ain't no ghosts here. Just get into the house, see if there's anything useful, check the barn out, whatever might be useful to us, and that's that, so everyone can just shut the hell up and get a good night's of rest.
well,
Of course, we will put people's fears at rest, or if there is something there, we will put it down.
so you asked Waylon, and he didn't want to do it, huh?
No, he didn't. No, I guess him and Calloway, after what happened with them wolves, are preferring to sit this one out. He kind of points over to this like dried out tree in the distance. You can see a flickering fire. It's a good couple 100 yards away, and that's apparently where they're camping out.
And so I'll yell as loud as I can over there. Hey, Waylon!
You just hear, yeah, what's that? Here's this.
Just figured I'd give you your namesake, Waylon!
I'm gonna shoot you next time you come up to the fire.
Why don't you come with us? We're gonna go to the house.
No, I'm busy. I'm eating beans.
All right, Waylon!
You can't hear what he's saying under his breath. You're too far away. Many things.
That man
Okay.
is going to shoot you, but I promise to patch you up after he does.
Well, I mean, he shoots me. I guess I had it coming, huh?
So before you
Speaking
leave,
of having it coming, let's go check out this house.
Bill will say, like, doesn't look like anything went down here specifically. Most likely, folks just realized this lane was probably drier than they realized, and they got the hell out of Dodge. But we are just a hop, skip, and a jump away from some Comanche territory. So if you see any signs or like raider evidence or something, you just let me know, okay?
Keep you apprised.
All right. Well, thank you. And he heads off.
What time of day is it?
It's after dinner, so sun dark is down.
All right.
All right. Jack will draw his shotgun and he's gonna step in first. Just kind of
Okay.
push everybody aside and just step in without saying anything.
Okay. So there's a front door, but no one's opened it yet. And from what you know, it's barred from the inside, and all the windows are shuttered.
Is there a back door?
No, there is not. Just the one. There's one door in and just a bunch of windows.
The one story or two?
One story.
Well, let's search around the outside of this thing, see if there's a good way to slink on in. One of you wants to head right, I'll head left. Holler
Mine
when you
goes
find
right.
something.
Oh, wonder if I've got a toolkit and I've got the repair skill, can I use repair to do the opposite? Basically, like take a door off its hinges or some nonsense.
Yeah, I think it's my repair roll would probably be good for that.
I mean,
You wanna do
I
that?
understand we might want to sneak around first, but push comes to shove, I'd be glad to do that.
All right, I'm gonna cover Dr. Cuspid as he's doing that.
Okay.
I'll stay at the door with him.
Who's doing a walk around?
I am.
Eyes.
I'm going left.
Oh, it's going right.
All right. So Ives and Anna, go ahead and roll notice tests. Eustace, where are you headed?
I'm gonna go right with Anna.
Okay. Anna, you can take a +1 since Eustace is with you.
All right, let's go.
Oh my.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
John sees all the things.
I see everything.
Okay. Well, John, you notice a couple things. You notice, like, the one thing that kind of stands out to you first is that off to the sort of southwest a bit, you can see that there's a kind of a ridge line up there, and it's a good couple 100 yards away. And it's a bright night. Like, there's not a whole lot of cloud cover or anything like that going on. And you can see that there's like a 3/4 moon up. Stars are out. It's actually a fairly beautiful night. And you can just see, like, moving across at the top of the ridge, there looks to be some kind of wolf just sort of like pacing back and forth. Could be a coyote, you're not sure. Kind of pacing back and forth. It moves maybe 10 steps to the left, 10 steps to the right. Then it kind of looks, faces your direction, and kind of does the same thing. It's just continuing to kind of pace back and forth and watching. And it's a ways away, but it's so clear. It's very easy to see. That's one thing you see. The other thing you see is you see some shadows kind of dancing around over by the barn. Kind of small. They're moving about. You're not sure. Like, they look like you don't see any light. There's no lantern or anything over there. But there's something moving around. Those are two things you see with your success and raise.
All right. Well, first thing, I'm gonna holster my 6-shooters. I'm gonna pull out my rifle. I want to yell out to that wolf. Hey, you that asshole that was there when the zombies attacked that one night?
So all right, that's why you're getting the +2 there on. It should be fixed now. I had an active encounter still going.
Got it.
You watch as it doesn't seem to. First of all, it's a while. I mean, you're not sure if it heard you, but
Right, it's ways
doesn't,
out there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like its actions have changed to that.
All right, if it doesn't respond, I'm just going to call out for the crew. Hey, everyone, come on over here. I got a couple things in my sight that I need second opinions on, and I don't want to take my eyes off any of it.
All right. Eustace and I didn't find much on this side, I don't think.
Well, I was looking at the ground pretty well. There ain't nothing there.
You all
Good to
passed
know.
your roll, right? Or no, did you fail?
We would have failed. We would have had us 3.
Oh, you better have a 3. Yeah, you didn't. Okay,
Yeah,
you
I got a 4.
Okay. And then
And a 4
Cuspid,
success.
Cuspid, were you doing the repair?
Yeah, it's not pretty, but basically I'm just taking the door off the hinges.
Okay, yeah. So, and you are able to do that. It takes a little time. I mean, it takes longer to take that off than it takes for, John, Ives and Eustace and Anna to do a kind of circuit around the house. But by the time they get back, you basically have the second hinge ready to go. And between you and Jack can probably remove or at least kind of finagle the door a bit. And that's when John, shouts out what he said.
What's that you need in your second opinions on?
All right, first off, if you look off over on the southwest along the top of that ridge there, you see that wolf pacing back and forth, and it's been doing that. I done yelled out at it, asking if it was that asshole from the zombie attack. Didn't get any response, but it's awful ways out there. I don't know if it would have heard me. I got my rifle. I could probably hit it at this distance, but
How many
boss
bullets
man says we've been a little too eager to maim and mutilate, so I wanted to get a second opinion. The other thing I see is there's something funky going on with the shadows over in the barn over there. And I also was thinking about shooting it, but once again, boss man says I'm too eager to maim and mutilate. I mean, it could just be a couple of the trail hands just having a roll in the hay, and I'd hate to interrupt their good time with a really bad time.
Well, shit. I don't know what to do about them shadows, but how many bullets you got?
I mean, however many a Winchester 73 holds,
So by the
I
way,
would presume it's like 83.
when all of you look up at the ridge that Ives is pointing at, none of you see whatever he was talking about. Ridge is empty. Everything.
Do I still see it?
Not anymore.
Oh, well, shit, it done ran off. Oh, my Winchester holds 15 rounds, so I could shoot a lot of bullets.
Well, you see now, if it was indeed a coyote is what you saw, because I don't see shit.
Yeah, I don't see it anymore either. I think it left.
But if it was indeed a coyote, then you could just shoot above it and see how it acts. If it was a person, it may act a little different than a coyote.
That thought crawled through my head, but once again, boss man, I wanted second opinions on this. I was just thinking what Jack saw the other day when he followed that guy out of camp and he saw it disappeared, and it was just the dog tracks. That could be coyote, wolf, or anything. It looked like it was a pretty good animal, pretty big size animal.
Well,
So yeah,
that mystery is gonna go unsolved. But the other one that we can do is we can figure out what's happening in that barn. They got something to light with, like a lantern or
we
something?
can get a torch going pretty good. I mean, unless one of you got a lantern. What do you think, Jack? You're the
Well, we got the door off the house over there, eh? And I think we should maybe split up, and half can go to the barn and half can go to the house, and we can get two birds with one stone.
That's always the best idea.
think that is a genius idea.
All
There's
right, I'll be.
5 of us, so which one of us is getting cut in half?
Well, the doctor and I can go back to the house.
Hey, you there in the barn? If you're rolling in the hay, make sure you cover yourselves up and come on in.
That's right.
And
Off we
I
go to the
start-
barn.
yeah, I start going over to the barn.
Okay, so Eustace and Anna are at the barn.
Going with the barn.
Okay, so the bottom row at the barn, top row in the house. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll start with
holster
we'll start with the house since we're right here. So you go inside. So you have to finagle the door off because it's barred on the inside. So like there's an actual crossbar on the inside, but with the hinges off and kind of pushing at the top, kind of pulling at the bottom, you're able to eventually kind of lift and it takes a little bit of work, but the two of you are able to do it. When you put the door off to the side, like there's definitely a smell of dustiness. Like you can feel like a waft of just dust come at you and a little bit of rot. Like you can, but faint. It's not like overwhelming. It doesn't hit you, but you can tell like kind of smells a little ripe in here. You can see the ground in front of you, the floor. These just basic, wood planks, just covered in dust. Like no one, you don't see any footprints, boot prints, nothing. It's like no one's walked in here in who knows how long. And it opens up onto a basic family room, a little fireplace off to the side. Looks like a couple different places to sit, and then you can see a little further back, there's a kitchen area, and then it looks like off to the right, there's like two or three other rooms off to the right.
Is there furniture or anything in this room? Like, what are the features?
Yeah, you can see that most of the furniture in here looks to be like self-made. Like none of it looks pretty fancy. It looks all kind of rough. So it's mostly wooden carpentry. You see a couple cushions here and there. There's a couple bookcases, not bookcases, but shelves and things like that. There's some knickknacks and other things on top of them. But a lot of that's, again, everything's just sort of coated in dust. Like you can see it on the chairs, you can see it on the shelves, etc.
It's dusk, right? Or is it just it's just about evening time? So I'm gonna like to place a lantern on like a table or something just to illuminate this room. I'm assuming it's not a huge room.
No, it's not. No, like that light itself is enough to not just illuminate this front room, but cast into the kind of the kitchen where the dining, there's a little dining table there too. It doesn't quite wrap around down like this tiny little hallway towards what looks like two other rooms, maybe. You presume probably bedrooms, but you get plenty of light in the kitchen in this living area.
Okay. Any signs of who barred this door?
There's nothing that stands out to you when you look at it. The bar itself, it's kind of heavy. It's a heavy 2x4, but it's nothing like tremendously heavy. So about anybody could do it. But you don't see any signs in here of people. You don't see any signs of living or otherwise.
Okay.
Maybe we go look to see if there's a skeleton in one of the beds.
I suppose. Good day. Hello, anybody home? Don't want to accidentally shoot you.
Yeah, you say the words. The lantern flickers a little bit. Dust that's wafting in the air that was finally unsettled by the opening of the door. And it tickles your mouth a little bit, but other than that, there's no reply.
Okay, I will. How many doors leading to other rooms? There's just one.
Looks like there's two. It looks like there's like a very shallow hallway, and there's two doors like bedrooms. Yeah.
Okay. I will ready my shotgun and walk towards the first door.
Okay. Yeah.
The nearest.
Over. Cuspid, are you doing anything different?
I'll stay near and keep my eyes peeled.
Okay. So you all go a couple steps down the hallway up to the first door, go to open it, and I'll kick over to the barn people for a few minutes. So the barn folks, you come around the backside of the house. and you see the barn, kind of looks like, decent, sort of the same barn you might ever see, like a story and a half maybe. There's a loft to it. You also see like there's an outhouse nearby as well. But when you get up to the barn, you can see it's very thick wood. The wood itself doesn't seem to have suffered any real damage. Like there's no signs of fire damage or anyone kind of shooting arrows at it or bullet holes or anything like that. You can't even really peek in too much. It's very dark on the inside. When you go to the barn door, much like the door itself, much like the front door of the house, it is, again, it's barred. Like you try to open it and it doesn't open. Like you can feel that there's something like on the inside that is keeping the door from opening, which is a little peculiar in this case because normally you would probably have the kind of the crossbar on the outside of the barn. But in this case, but it has a little give to it. You think if you probably just put some extra muscle into it, you can probably just knock it free, whatever it is.
All right, I'll muscle it.
Yep. Anna's
Okay.
brawny, so she can also help with that.
Yeah. So normally this would take strength at -2, but if everyone helps, it'll just be a flat strength for whoever wants to do the lead roll.
Strength or athletics?
Athletics is fine. Yeah.
Eustace, you're certainly the. Have at it, man. Anna and I are going to give you a hand at busting this door open.
All right. What am I doing?
That door right there,
Uh-huh.
we need it to be less of a door and more of a way that we can walk through.
Oh, I just like toss my body right through it. kind of. I mean, just jump right through. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Roll at athletics, that's Adam.
That's something I'm surprisingly not good at.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
That's off of agility.
Plus
not
one
strength.
for my help.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it's if all three of you are helping, it's a flat athletics test. Normally it would be at -2, but if both
Oh.
Ives and
Alright.
Dabo help, that offsets the penalty.
Cool.
There you go. Yeah, you're good. Oh
Oh,
my
damn.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
The barn
Just
door
Kool-Aid man.
is in splinters.
It's that
There was a
drug power.
Eustace-shaped hole in the barn door as he bursts through the thing and just kind of flies off the hinges, explodes, splinters, beams everywhere. Maybe it just wasn't in great shape. Who knows? But the door is open, and you can see as the barn door is now on the ground, the light that you carry is all that is in here. You can see there's a handful of stables and other other enclosures for animals, but no signs of animals. You don't see any animals living or otherwise.
Eustace stumbles through, falls to the ground, picks himself back up, and he's like, "Oh, they don't make them like they used to now, do they?" Sorry.
Well,
Dan.
You are like 18 fingers deep, so I'm not surprised that door didn't hold up too well. I
How-
pulled the pieces out. I'm ready to shoot.
18 fingers.
Usually, when you pour yourself a glass of whiskey, you measure a finger or 2 fingers. You're
How many?
3
past,
hands and a foot.
How many past 10 is that?
8.
Plenty.
All right, so we're talking 2 gloves and 2 boots off
Yeah.
in order to count that. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Depends on how
Really? How
big
you
your
got
big
your gun
toe
out?
is, though. Because there was something moving around in here, and it's dark as
Uh,
shit. And I
it's
don't trust nothing that happens in the dark.
I
So
thought you said it was 2 people rolling in the hay. Hey!
No response.
well,
Ain't no
If
reason
they
to be
did the-
ashamed. If we
if
just
they
gotta-
did the hay rolling right, they're probably sleeping. So let's just, you all lead, so that way I don't shoot them in the ass first.
All right, which way am I going? You point. I'll walk there.
I point to the left with both pistols that way.
I think
Anna?
Anna's got the light out. So
Yeah.
Anna will go to the left.
Okay, Anna, you can roll a notice flat. The other two, since you don't have the lantern with you necessarily, roll it at -2. But all of you roll notice tests.
It's 5.
You good with that?
I got an 8.
Okay. And then Eustace.
What are we rolling? I'm sorry.
No,
Notice.
You're
Okay.
It's a notice. It's a notice. It's okay. If you're with Ives, you can basically get the same result as Ives since you're with him.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
So you're just still kind of talking, trying to suss out what exactly went down with the barn door. Anna, you notice that there are, a variety of usual tools and accoutrements you would see in a barn, pitchforks, shovels, etc. Most of it seems to be in okay condition. None of it looks too old. Doesn't look like it suffered a lot of rust. They haven't been coated in water or any of that at any point. You do notice, Anna, that on one of the stalls, on the posts on the outside of one of the stalls, you do notice what looks like these little small horizontal carvings in the side of the post, kind of going up here and there, and you just see notch, 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 notch. And as you look a little closer, you can see that engraved in it, it just says 2, 4 years, 6. You get the sense that someone was measuring height.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, you see most of the same thing. Maybe you even peek up in the hayloft. You don't really see anything up there of note. But as you're climbing back down, you do catch a strange shadow cast on the wall. When you look over behind one of the stalls, they're all empty. All the troughs are empty. There's not even old animal feces or anything like that in here. But you notice that there appears to be a false panel as you move up to this one of the backs of one of the stalls, and you can see that one of the vertical panels of wood is just kind of slightly askance.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of reach out and touch it. You can feel it kind of wobbles a bit, like it's loose and it's removable.
I'll kind of pop my head up above the stall and psst, psst, hey, Anna.
What?
Eustace, come on over here.
What?
Shut up. Come on over here quietly.
Oh, all right.
Better. Yeah, when you two get there, I'll point it out. One of you wants to drop that thing open. I'll be ready to, make whatever's inside Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese made of meat.
All right.
Sure.
Swiss meat.
Anna will look at Eustace and say, "You did the pushing on the door before, so I'll do the pulling on this one."
No, you're all right. You don't have to. I can do it. Ain't no reason to get yourself hurt. And then Eustace steps forward and just does it anyway.
Sure.
You reach out, you pull the panel free. We'll kick over to the house group who just kicked open a door. You look inside. It's a bedroom. You see a dresser. You see a night table. You see a bed. Everything's coated in dust. You see a shuttered window that looks to have, again, these little mini bars on the inside to kind of keep the shutters from flying open whenever the wind kind of shoots through here during a storm. So again, everything's kind of locked from the inside. You see a small foot locker chest at the foot of the bed. And that's it in here. Bed is made, I should say.
No skeleton zombies, nothing, eh?
No. Doesn't even smell that bad in here either.
There's a chest at the end of the bed.
Yeah, there's a chest at the end of the bed.
All right, I'm gonna lift it with the end of my shotgun.
Okay. So you lift it with the end of your shotgun, and you see that there looks like kind of folded on top of it. At the top are some clothes. Looks like a uniform, maybe like an army uniform, military uniform, something like that.
Okay. Okay. I'm satisfied. That's all that's in here. I say let's move to the next room.
Okay. There's also a dresser. There's a nightstand as well, and then there was the chest. So there's 3 kind of container things in here.
Now, I understand you are a very by the book sort of man, and I respect that so much, but I've just got that feeling that there's something here that's slightly off, and I feel like it might not hurt to see if maybe there's some sort of diary in here, or maybe there's something of import in that locker.
Okie dokie. I'll cover you. You take a look, Doctor.
Of course. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Okay.
I'll look through the drawers first before I get
Yeah.
to the...
You go through the drawers of the dresser, and a lot of it seems pretty standard, just clothes. And you can see it's a mix of both adult men and adult man's clothes, and you can see some feminine stuff in here as well. So it's a mix. All of it's neatly folded, neatly organized, etc. On top of the dresser, one thing that stands out, there's a small box, kind of decorative. It's covered in dust, and you can see like there's a bit of a spider web sort of slicing down from it onto the surface of the dresser. But when you look at it, it's fairly well crafted, fairly well made, and these little flourishes on the outside that once you kind of wipe the grime and the dust off of it, you can see. You peek inside, and there's a whole mess of jewelry in here. Quite a bit, actually. None of it's extraordinary, none of it's too grandiose, but it's certainly modest. But at the same time, like there's some gems or some gold or some silver in here, so it's unlikely that this has been like looted before, because no one would have left this, right? But you would probably surmise there's maybe about $50 worth of jewelry in here you could potentially sell.
I feel uncomfortable with that. That's very untoward. I'm not here to steal. I'm not a looter, but I will continue my investigation. I'm going to take a look at the uniform next, I believe.
Yeah, you go through the uniform. It's a U.S. Army. Definitely looks Union. It's old. It's like it hasn't been worn. You can feel there's a stiffness to it, like it hasn't been worn in a while. But as you're moving around, you do notice at the base of the trunk there is a rifle underneath here. It's loaded, actually, unfired. It's an Evans old model sporter rifle. And if you wanted that, you can look it up. It's on Foundry. But again, it's in great condition. Like well taken care of. Probably should be cleaned out or something like that.
I'll grab that. Yeah. There you go. I don't need it. If you need something to back up your musket there, Jack, but I'm complete rubbish with this thing, but it has been immaculately cared for. I would imagine whoever wore this uniform was of some repute with it.
I'm good, thank you, Doctor.
Well, then I'll leave it here.
What sorry, what side was the military uniform for? Was
Union.
this Union? Thank you.
And I don't really have any good or fancy ways of getting into this here lockbox. It's one thing for me to take hinges off. I'm not somebody that knows how to pick a lock. I'm very sorry, Jack.
Oh, there's nothing that needs picking. Like the
okay.
trunk, the trunk Jack opened just fine.
Oh,
and then the jewelry box opened just fine. Nothing had extra locks on it or anything.
No, was there any engraving on any of the jewelry by chance?
Sure, yeah. You go when you look through that, and you do see, but it's like using initials. It doesn't use full names.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 2J Love L.
2J Love L. Okay then. Well, we've got initials then. The investigation flourishes.
There is a pendant. If you pop open the pendant, you can see there's a tiny little piece of hair inside. A little curled hair.
This room is beginning to make me feel sad, Jack. Let's move on.
I agree. Let's go.
Okay. So as you step out back in the hall, do you want to go check out the other bedroom, or do you want to go back into the full, like into
Other
the
bedroom.
the kitchen? Okay. All right. You push the door open, and we'll kick back over to the barn group. So Ellsworth had removed the panel of this hidden panel at the back of a stable, and you realize that there is a room back here, like this small, narrow room, maybe 3.5 feet deep, maybe 4 feet wide. It's this small little pocket. And there's no one in here, nothing jumps out at you. There's no strange smells. But Anna, as you've got the light, you hold it out. You do notice that there are several homemade dolls that are behind this panel. They're all crafted from like straw and torn rough cloth that you would see from like a sack of grain or something like that. And you see they all have like charcoal drawn faces, really crude. And it's just very simple, what looks like a smile, a frown, a horizontal like indifference. Some have like drawn eyelashes to try to maybe signify, more feminine. Others don't. They're all arranged in a circle around a flat stone. Just this flat, like river rock. Looks nothing like any of the rocks that you saw when you were exploring the exterior of this place. Atop of this stone, there are a handful of painted stones. Small, tiny stones, almost like pebble size, sitting on top of this, like right out in front of each one of these homemade dolls.
So Anna will call back. I don't see any immediate danger, but we seem to have some imaginative play going on here. And Anna will kind of pick up some of the painted stones to try to get a little kind of closer look at what exactly this little play scene is here.
Yeah, roll a notice test.
Sure. That's a 3.
You want to Benny that?
Sure.
Go for it.
It's another 3.
Okay. Just look like painted stones to you. They feel very smooth though, but like they're smooth, but they also kind of got like nooks and crannies in them, but you can feel like the exterior of it very, very smooth.
Those dolls, Anna, they look like anyone we might know.
And she'll just to point at one of them randomly, just say like, I don't know, that one could pass as you, I suppose.
Well, that one's got long blonde hair, and my hair is not long nor blonde.
Not that one, the one to the left of that
my
one,
bad.
the one that looks like you.
Oh yeah, it does. It does.
Mhm.
That is a handsome looking doll right there.
I mean, this just seems to me like got a young in here that
Wait a minute. How many of them dolls are there?
In the circle? There
Yeah.
are 5. There are 5.
Does one of them look like a doctor that is obsessed with teeth?
It's hard to
other
really
one-
determine that. They have charcoal faces, single line smile, single line frown, one or two with eyelashes, things like that.
is there one with eyelashes or more than one with eyelashes?
It looks like there is one with eyelashes, but there also seems to be one that has their eyes closed. So it's hard to tell with that one.
One of them wearing a red coat.
No, they're all the same sort of gray-brown sack texture. Like there's none of them are adorned with clothes or anything like that.
Do they have any accoutrements or props?
Other than the colorful stones sitting on the table, like the little stone table thing in front of them, no, they don't seem to have any.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I
Anna,
pick
why
up
don't-
and I look at the stones myself now that I've got more to be curious about them stones.
Yeah, I want to take a look at them stones as well.
Both of you roll notice test.
And Anna's gonna be like, I already looked at him, but I mean, sure, I guess. Go ahead.
Well, I got them scared of the dark sharpshooting killer eyes. So maybe I'll see something else.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have second guessed you.
Well, I got a 6, so maybe.
Okay.
She's
Well,
got
eyes.
thin-skinned as a hindrance, so
Oh no.
As you notice, these are not stones. These are baby teeth.
Holy shit. Dr. Cuspid, he is going to have such a chub when I show him these.
what?
Why?
They're just rocks. They're just,
No, these
I looked
are
at them
Teeth
already.
teeth.
burning.
These are
Excuse
teeth.
me?
Yeah, you take a look at these. These are teeth. Now, listen, I'm saying there's, on like you saw, there's one of these that's got eyelashes. And, you know,
Mhm.
usually a very basic face is feminized with eyelashes. And in our little group, happy-go-lucky murderers, the number will fit. And then also teeth. I mean, I was gonna, just test one of these out by shooting one of them, but I'm afraid that if I do that, one of us is gonna die. At least I know that I wouldn't shoot the one with eyelashes, because then it would just be sure enough that you might die. But if I shoot one of the other 4, then it's like Russian roulette. And
What are you saying?
I'm saying there's some strange magical stuff going here.
I think he just assumes because there's 5 of those and 5 of us that we are the only people that come in numbers of 5, which
We
Well,
are.
So you're okay. All right. You're saying that if you do something to dog, something's going to happen to us.
I'm just saying it is.
All right. Which one's me?
We don't know. They're all very bland and vanilla. I mean, that
Oh,
does
so
match
it's
the group of us, but I'm not able to suss out, other than Anna, which one the rest of us are. Does one of them look abnormally inebriated, or the
Like the
possibly
squiggly-
hungry for flesh?
Squiggly face.
One of them has X's for eyes for the universal.
Oh
signal
shit! This
of
one
being
is
drunk.
you, Eustace. You can tell.
Flick it.
As you guys are
All right.
talking, you hear
Flick
a
it.
sound from back in the stable. You hear something just go thump, and then you hear something
Turn
else
around.
go thump, and then tink, and thump, and tink. And you look back out, like over top of the stable wall, and you can see that all of the tools that were hanging up on the inside walls of the barn have fallen over onto the ground. And we'll kick back
See, I
over
told
to
you.
the house group.
Oh.
Told you.
Okay, house group.
Yes.
You kick open the door to this other bedroom, and you can see it's a smaller bedroom. You see a fairly narrow bed, and you see what looks like a sawhorse, a rocking sawhorse. Not very big, maybe the size of a large dog. Again, very nice craftsmanship, covered in dust, and you see what looks like a very small dresser. That's it.
Like a child's dresser.
One might say.
Mm.
Now I wonder. I will say we've seen the trappings of some fine workmanship. Most skilled laborers, carpenters in this case, or whatnot, or woodworker would likely leave some sort of mark upon their work. I wonder if there's anything like that on here. On the
Roll a
sawhorse.
notice test. Yeah, roll a notice test. Okay. Yeah, you start wipe again. You got to wipe the dust and the grime away a bit as it's coated. You notice that the horse itself is this like kind of dark brown, almost black, and it has actually a sheen to it a little bit once you start wiping it away, and it has like kind of painted onto it the idea of like bridle and saddle and all that kind of stuff. And you can see its eyes are bright, like almost brimstone like bright. And you do notice that on the underside of one of the kind of rocking feet, you do see what looks like kind of a specially carved and flourished L.
Well, I've got another initial for you, Jack. The investigation continues to flourish.
The plot thickens.
Well, I will be the one to dirty my hands looking at the drawers, I assume. Just
All right,
on the off chance there's something.
Cover him again.
Okay. So you go to the drawers. So when you say you cover him, what does that mean exactly?
I'm gonna stand in the room, sort of positioned where I can watch the door and also
Okay.
him, kind of like in the middle of the room with my shotgun ready.
Okay.
Kind of
So you're there,
scanning
shotgun
everything.
ready. Yeah, scanning everything. And as you're kind of scanning around, and at the time when your eyes turn towards Cuspid, you hear the slamming of a door. And you look back and you can see that the bedroom that you had just come from, the door has slammed. Shut.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody there?
No response.
Did I hear footsteps or anything on the wooden floor?
Nothing like that.
Gives me the heebie-jeebies, eh?
Yes, I do agree it is an unfortunate circumstance to have strange doors shutting upon us, but I'll just hurry up my work here at these drawers and we will.
Yeah. So as he does the drawers, I'm gonna watch the door. I'm not gonna open it. I'm just gonna train my gun on it and let Cuspid ransack this child stressor.
So you have you're turned and you're watching the door. You got your shotgun trained. Cuspid, you open the drawers and they're completely empty. And while you're going through, like you hear, like Jack, you hear like over your shoulder the sounds of the drawers dragging open, wood on wood, wood on wood, and then closing. And then the sound stops, and then both you hear creak, 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 creak. And you look and you can see that the riding sawhorse is in motion.
Well, hello there.
I think we should go, eh?
Of course. You know, we're so terribly sorry to have stepped in unannounced. That was terribly inappropriate of us. And we came empty-handed to boot. Just such a shame. We'll see ourselves out. Lovely work on the horse, though. As Dr. Cuspid is just talking to the air.
Okay. So what do you two do? Do you leave?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
leave.
I'm going to keep watching the horse, though.
Okay. The horse is just going back and forth, and you don't see any signs of it slowing. Like, meaning you don't see any signs of it kind of coming to a halt. It's just continuing to go in that perfect motion. You step out of the room, take a couple steps down the hallway. You hear the slam as that door now closes. And then as the two of you are standing in the middle of the living room right next to the front door, you both hear a chattering coming from the dining room area.
Teeth.
And we'll kick over to the other group. Barn group. Last we heard, the tools had all fallen down. What do you want to do?
Without a word, Eustace will go out there.
Okay. You
Did
step out of
anything
the stall.
happen when John flicked the doll, by the way? That was me.
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no. Which one did you flick?
The one with the cross eyes.
Okay. So you flick the one with the cross eyes. Ellsworth, go ahead and roll a vigor test.
Fucking Christ, that is not all right.
This is fun.
Okay. You feel like your head just get a little woozy. Like you get a little dizziness kind of overtake you, like you stood up too fast.
That's a thing. Remember
See,
that.
I told you. I was
And-
about to shoot one of these and one of us would have died. Not you, though, Anna. That it would have, it's not Russian roulette if you know which chamber is loaded.
So Eustace on all fours from, just kind of reeling. He goes through that panel and then stands up out in the barn.
Okay. You step
Hey.
out. You step out of the stall into the middle of the barn, and you can see on the ground, like in this sort of perfect half circle around the center of the barn, you see all of these tools, like a rake, a hoe, a pitchfork, a shovel, etc. Like all of a broom, everything goes fall down, and they're all kind of pointing towards the middle of the barn. Like every one of these, like the handles are just kind of all pointed intersectionally towards the middle of the barn, just a couple steps away from you.
Well,
I think they're trying to give us a sign.
think so. Rock, paper, scissors between the three of us to see who investigates that center point everything's pointing at.
You two are scissors on paper, and I start walking into it.
Okay.
And Anna's grabbing all the dolls. So Anna's
Well, that is
Okay.
a good idea.
all of them.
All right. Yeah. You have all the darts. What are you doing with the baby teeth?
Collecting those. Those were Dr. Cusp.
Okay. Fair enough. So you
If
collected
you want to take the
dolls,
teeth,
collected
you can
baby
take
teeth.
the teeth.
Yeah.
Sure.
Put them in my pocket. Dr.
You-
Cuspid's gonna like it.
Eustace goes forward and is like, "Hey, that's a pretty cool thing you did there, making this all into a circle. Why about we just be friends?" As he like gingerly steps into the center.
Okay. You step into the center. You know, and then there's like the middle, like you have to pass through here anyway to kind of get back out, right? But you step in the center of the barn, you know, it's dried hay, you know, kind of covering the ground. Nothing happens.
Kick that hay to the side. See if there's a hatch or some shit underneath of it.
I don't know much about kicking because I don't want to disturb these tools, but I'll just kind of wipe the ground and see if it's dirt or if it's wood with a hatch.
Yeah, you move your foot around a bit, and you kind of push the hay off to the sides, and there are these long wooden planks. But there's also what looks like chalk marks.
Hmm?
Oh, that's not good. Can you read?
What you mean? Can I read? Can you? Prove it.
Man, I read Moby Dick once. Let me tell you about Ishmael.
Okay, tell me about Ishmael.
No, I'm not going to. I didn't actually read it. I just read the back cover.
Oh,
It sounded boring.
all right. Well, some other time, but for now, I'll look at what the chalk writing is and see if I can make any sense of it.
You see an X. And you start moving around, kind of moving some other this around, and you see what basically is a large circle around the middle of the barn between the right side stables, left side stables, and you can see that around it on the inside of this large circle, there are a series of X's.
How many?
There are 5.
All right. But you said there's a large circle, right?
Yes. And so he just sort of
All right.
pushes all of the dirt and the grime and the straw off to the sides, and that reveals this large circle. And then inside of the circle, almost like a clock, equidistantly are 5
5
X's.
X's. All right. Well, first things first. I read these in one of them, novels that I read at one point. I slapped my hands together and I put my hands flat on the circle. Anything happen?
No.
All right, good. I'm not an alchemist. We should get the others over here. And we should all stand on these X's and see what happens.
Anna will go over to the door and poke out and see.
Okay, well, the door's broken, so you poke out, you look.
I
You
look
step
through the
over and
Eustace-shaped
through
hole.
these tools here and there. And we'll kick back over to the house group. So the house group, last we heard, you were in this living room, you heard a clattering coming from the kitchen.
Did you hear that, Doctor?
I did. It sounds a bit hollow. They clearly are lacking in calcium. They should drink more milk.
Do you think it's one of the people from the crew?
No, I don't think anybody from the crew is here. I think we have something unusual. We should go look.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay. You step into the kitchen, and it's a pretty modest kitchen, little dining table. You see like there's an oven, there's a pot on top of it. You can see that the table itself has 2 place settings. And as you're looking, you can tell that there are, like, on top of the place setting, the desiccated remains of a meal from whenever. It's been sitting here for who knows how long. And you can see that in the middle of the table, there is a very kind of carefully wrapped up cloth napkin sitting right in the table between some of the place settings. And that's where you're hearing every so often the clattering coming from.
And none of this was here when we were in the room earlier.
You never stepped back into the kitchen. You only looked around the living room.
Okay. Gotcha. So this could have been here all along.
You know I have to look, Jack.
I know. Go ahead.
As you peel back the cloth napkin, inside you see an absolutely beautifully crafted and what you think is freshly lacquered, no dust, no grime, no blemish, set of fake wooden teeth.
My word, the craftsmanship is unparalleled. Look at this, Jack. This is beautiful.
I don't like the look of that. I think we should leave it here.
Are you sure? I mean, just that's fine. Look at, he has the arch just right. Look at that. It's amazing. I'm going to use these, and I'm actually going to try and find something. I actually have my mad science stuff. Like I'll take one of those tooth mold things and I'll bite it into the tooth mold.
Okay.
I mean, we've identified a murderer from bite marks before. Why not?
Okay. So
But I won't steal it. I'll leave it here. That's
Okay.
fair, Jack.
So you put it back after you take the mold. You set it back down.
I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a thief.
Okay.
I think we should leave this place and no one should come in here. We should just leave it be. Something happened. And we should leave these good spirits alone.
Yeah, that of course. Thank you for your hospitality, and we do admire your craftsmanship. Okay, I just have to look at them one more time. They're just so delightful. I love these.
They are really extraordinary, actually. Like the pinnacle of craftsmanship.
Did we see them chatter or no? We just heard
No,
them.
you just hear them. That's a good question, actually. They're just a top and a bottom. They're not connected. They're just fake teeth, like meaning you put them in, put them down. But you hear the clattering, but all you do is you see the wood. And I will say, actually, no, that's fine. No, go ahead. Never mind. I won't say. It's at this point you probably hear Anna from outside shouting for you.
Jump. I'm a little startled as we're focused on these teeth. It snaps me out of it. I think we should go. It sounds like the others may have found something.
I believe you're right. Lead the way, Jack.
Does
Okay.
he take the teeth?
I will turn and I will start to leave. I have no reason not to trust Dr. Cuspid. We have been traveling together for quite some time.
Part of me really wants to leave him there, but then I think, in fairness, my veteran of the West insanity of driven to take supernatural teeth. I think, in fairness, I just can't resist. Now that I know they actually have, I can't help myself. I have to have them.
I'm not a thief.
Okay.
Maybe
But
I'm a
think of the
thief.
good I could do with these. Think of the people that I could help with them.
Take them. You pocket them. Jack, as you're walking past the hallway, you hear like a creak, and the door to the bedroom opens up. The master bedroom just opens up. And then while you're like watching it, you see the other one just open up ever so slightly.
Okay, I'm gonna step outside on the porch and I'll wait for Cuspid.
Okay.
Right behind you, Jack.
Okay.
And I'm
So
gonna
Cuspid-
prop. I know the door is off the hinges, but once Cuspid leaves, I want to prop the door up back on the.
Okay, that's not a problem. The two of you can pick that up and you prop it up to kind of just cover it. No problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not in place anymore, but you can kind of lean it. So, okay. So you join the barn. You head over to the barn and you see Ives and Eustace in the middle of like they've cleared the floor of this barn. They've kind of pushed the hay and the dirt off to the sides, and you can just see like this dusty old wooden floor with a chalk circle, X's around it. You can see all of these different tools, like normal farm and barn tools that are laying down. They're the heads pointing towards the center of the barn. You can see the long the long shafts of each of these tools, and there's Anna like kind of by the front of the door, which by the way has been just destroyed. Like you see it's in pieces on the ground.
Hey, what do you think will happen if we all stand in the center?
And Anna's gonna update Jack and Dr. Cuspid and just kind of show the armful of dolls and just say, so there's one for each of us. And Ives here already tested that if you flick the one that looks like you, it's gonna hurt you.
That's true.
Or
you
it's
try
just
put-
$5.
Did you try putting the dolls in circles instead of people?
We went and got you
Yeah.
before we did
Let's
anything.
not be hasty before we put anything anywhere. Let's take a minute to look at.
Well, how
Also,
we gonna
Dr.
know?
Cuspid, I got a pocket full of baby teeth for you. These little dolls were surrounded in circles of baby teeth, and I'll pull them out and hand them over.
Can't help but take the tea, but there's a part of me that's feeling real bad after seeing the child's room earlier.
Well, it's
And
not
Anna's
like
gonna
that
take-
baby's using them anymore.
Wait, child's room?
Yes, it was empty. Other than there was a very finely made dark horse with devilish eyes.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
man. Hey,
Ooh.
hey, you remember when we found that kid that had the 2 cows that he was talking to?
Mhm.
And how he said he didn't have a family or didn't know. What if this is his house?
Well, he's with us. You figured he would have mentioned being from here.
Well, maybe he didn't know to mention it, or maybe
And that
he
was
had nefarious meanings and intentions.
There is a possibility of something that could happen. And Anna's super curious. She's gonna take the doll that had the eyelashes and like pinch the arm.
Okay, roll a vigor test.
I'm gonna punch the doll with the eyelashes in the face.
Oh no!
No, I'm kidding.
Anna, you are
I'm gonna.
you are
Betty that.
shaken. Okay, yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna Betty that.
I think
Okay.
I would like to take some
That's a
time
five.
to examine this circle along with the dolls, and is there a chance to maybe roll some academia occult in this situation?
Yes,
Can I
I'll take.
roll occult?
Absolutely, both of you can do that. Anna, you do feel a bit of pressure on your arm, actually, but it doesn't hurt too bad. It fades fairly quickly.
Yeah.
No, don't do it, Melissa.
Missed opportunity from chat. Rip the arm off the Mountie doll.
No.
There's still
Oh
time.
my God!
There's still
No.
time. There's still
No.
time. A conviction to whoever does it.
I take
Oh,
that
conviction,
doll.
you
I need
say.
a third conviction.
I'll remove one of your hindrances.
Ooh.
Okay. Occult rolls. You take a look at this. There is nothing in the circle that suggests known like occult symbols. It very much is just an empty circle with a series of X's. Summoning circles are a thing if this is any, maybe it's that. But I mean, again, there's nothing here. There's no arcane symbols. There's no occult symbols. There's nothing like that. It's just a circle and a series of X's. If anything, maybe it's some kind of summoning ritual. You're not sure.
And it was just the dolls. There's nothing unusual about any of these dolls.
Are you asking
So I
me?
saw
or are you
Miss
asking them?
Tubble's response.
I mean,
Man,
just
if
that they are clearly linked to each of us.
Oh yeah, and Anna did notice that after we picked up the dolls, all the tools failed and we're pointing at this circle. Like,
It did appear to be a invitation, and she's sort of putting together like she hadn't connected the, step 1 take doll, step 2 inner circle.
wait, you think this might send us all to hell? Is that what you're saying?
Did you search the whole barn?
We did a pretty good job. The only thing we found was that hidden door over there that led to the room with the dolls surrounded by the baby teeth.
Yeah, and then we found that circle here, and we was wondering what would happen if we was all in it.
But that would require all of us if
Yep.
we were going. Not saying we have to do it, just saying that would require all of us to do it if we were going to.
Yep, as I say, still standing inside the circle.
Anyway,
So which
Jack and Dr. Cuspid, I'm cool to follow whatever your lead is, but I certainly am uncomfortable about the thought of a doll that I have to carry around for the rest of my life. Ooh, what about that one guy who had that painting?
Hey, but if you ever got
Oh, yes.
an itch on your back that you can't scratch, I mean, think of the benefits of that.
Oh, crap. Let me grab the doll with the X on the eyes and I'm going to scratch its back.
Oh,
Roll a vigor test.
You feel that?
no.
Roll a vigor test. Used as feels real good, actually. Feels real good.
Oh my
oh
gosh,
man,
that
that's
roll.
nice.
This is, oh my gosh.
So
This could
honest-
possibly make them lonely nights on the trail something else.
Oh dear God.
I'm just gonna look at the tools and
I
try
feel
to
a couple
see,
years younger.
like what tools might go with like what personality. Because it's like 5 different tools, right?
No, there's more than that. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
Like a dozen.
I mean, I
Um,
can't say it's the sensible thing to do, but
Can Anna try to remember the position of the dolls on the table? Because there were 5 around the table,
Hmm.
and so maybe we have to be in the same position that we were.
And were there
dolls were in.
various numbers of teeth around each, or do they all have the same
No,
number
there's
of teeth?
one tooth in front of each, and it was painted.
Hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll. I'll say we'll roll a retroactive notice. I'll do a -2 though, since you're kind of trying to remember it as opposed to actively seeing it.
Sure.
What color am I?
Color are you? I mean,
For the tooth.
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
5 on the notice.
So treating like, think of it like a clock. Okay.
Mhm.
Think of it like kind of clock terms. You can see that the one that actually has a smile with one little tooth hanging down from it. So like this like kind of shit-eating grin with a little tooth hanging down. That one's like the 12 o'clock. All right. Then you see like at around 2 o'clock, there's another one that has like a big smile, no teeth, but just like a big smile. And you can see a tongue kind of underneath it. And there's like a little, like almost like a McDonald's like M&M sign on the forehead. That's at 2 o'clock. Around 4 or 5 o'clock, you can see the one with the X's for eyes. Around 7 o'clock or so, you can see one that looks like it's got like sharpened teeth, like there's something in its mouth.
Oh,
And
that
then-
one's me. I'm sure.
That's
of
you
it.
for sure.
And then the one at 10 o'clock has the one that has the eyelashes.
Eyelashes.
All right.
Oh, it seems pretty clear to me that Midnight is Dr. Cuspid. And the
Oh.
M is our Mountie friend.
Oh yeah, I was like, what the hell is the M for? It's like McDonald's ain't a thing yet. Oh, M for Mountie or Moose. Sound does a moose make?
What time am I?
You were
Whatever time you want to be.
Like
Four.
9, I think.
I'll go stand where I think 9 is.
I'll go stand on my spot. Listen, this is either going to remove the curse on the dolls or it's going to make us into these dolls. And just imagine all the people we could eat if we were tiny little dolls. No one would suspect it.
But wait, do we have to eat people?
I don't
Yes,
think
it's the law.
I don't think that these dolls could be capable of eating anything. You'd be very unhappy.
We could sure try. Listen, this is Mountie law, and I don't want to piss off Jack, so I think we better just become dolls and eat people.
What's this about eating people?
Yeah, it's Canadian law, man. I'm sorry you had to learn it from me, but you should
Things have
read your own
changed
law
since you left.
books. Yeah.
Hmm. Did we all get a tooth also? Were we handed a tooth with our doll?
Ives, you had the teeth.
I have the teeth, but I wasn't paying any attention to what order. I was just excited to make Dr. Cuspid excited, so I scooped them all up. I'll look at the teeth, see if there's any telltale signs of whose tooth is whose.
Are
They did have
all-
different colors, so it's actually a little easier to figure that out. So I'll say with Anna's roll before, you can sort out which tooth goes with which doll.
All right. We all have a tooth, a doll, and a spot to stand.
What could go wrong?
What could
I'm
go wrong?
incredibly
Listen,
curious.
What color?
they
is my-
would not put this in this adventure if it was a quick way to end the adventure, right?
Huh?
I don't know what you're talking about with this adventure stuff.
Unless
It's just-
Jeff created it to kill us.
What are you
Jeff did.
saying there, Ives?
I'm saying that sometimes when I eat the flesh of man, I have visions like there's a wall and it's got a number 4 on it. And every now and then I fly right through it and I can see things I shouldn't. So I'm going to go stand in my spot with my tooth and my doll.
I'm gonna clench tooth in one hand, hold doll in the other hand, and I'll go stand on the 2 o'clock.
That's what I'm
Position.
thinking about. Yeah, that's what it is, Jack. Yeah.
I mean, it's not as if some omnipotent power beyond the fourth wall threatened to kill me before this session started, so I'll join too.
What is the secrets beyond the fourth wall? I look down and what color is my tooth?
Yours
Yeah.
is brown.
Is my tooth red?
Yes, it is.
What color's mine?
What do you think?
Oh, that's a diversion question.
I
right
don't
there.
know.
It's orange.
Oh, okay.
I think Jack's would be gold for like the Royal Mounties and Royals, like a golden or maybe purple.
Or white for Frobisher, my poor departed albino moose.
Oh shit! I wasn't even.
Jack's
thinking
is
about
actually
that.
white and Cuspid's is black.
Surprised it's not blue since he's got a blue tooth.
Maybe it's a very dark blue.
It's navy blue.
It's a navy blue.
All right, I go stand on my spot. Y'all
Okay.
get on your spots.
In her spot.
Okay.
Remember, when we're dolls, eat as many people as we can, as quick as we can.
I don't know if I like that.
Trust me, you'll get used to it.
Does everybody get on the spot?
Yeah.
I just want confirmation from everybody that this
Yes.
is what you do.
Oh god, this is a terrible idea.
This
Yes.
is great. I can't wait.
Yeah. I might want to let you know now that I have a major hindrance of curious. So
Sure. Who would be the last person to do it? Like,
I'd be the first.
okay.
Be second.
All right.
I think
Whoever's
Dr.
the
I'll be
Cuspid-
third.
Okay. So we'll say Anna. Anna, you're the last
Yeah,
one. Steph.
it makes sense.
Okay.
Anna's been the most hesitant of the group.
Anna's foot goes down on top of the X. The second one, right as it comes to rest, instantly you all see as all like dozen of these tools with the speed of a bullet just launch in the direction of the circle and just start stabbing away at all of you
Oh God, this is not what I voted for.
and begins swirling around.
No.
Yes.
Let's see.
Oh no.
Hang on one sec.
I've made a huge mistake.
I mean,
9
see
points
that
of
coming.
damage to everybody in that circle.
Well, if
Oh,
our toughness is higher than 9, we're okay.
You're okay. You're just getting kind of
I'm
cut up.
okay.
All right.
wow. I am not okay.
Listen,
All right,
all of you. I
soap like
calculated the
normal.
risks, but I am really bad at math.
All of the tools are still like swirling around you, hacking at you, stabbing at you. You can see shears that are trying to snap your heads off, and it's all just swirling like this tornado of farm equipment. Who took damage? Like who actually
I'm
took
shaken.
damage? Okay. Cuspid shaken.
Do I need?
You can roll soak like normal on this. It's damage. So if you want to roll soak, you're welcome to do so.
Sorry, so roll vigor.
Yes. Okay.
I rolled a
Yeah.
4.
All right. So if you do that, then like that's the equivalent of basically you're good. You don't actually take any damage for this. What are you all doing? As this stuff
Leaping out of that
continues.
circle.
Dropping the.
To jump out of the
Dog.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
tuck and roll.
All right. All of you jump out of the circle. Cuspid, you're a little shaken. It was happening.
I
Eustace,
dropped
what do you
stuff out of
do?
my hands.
Eustace just kind of like puts his arms up, but he sees everyone else leaving, and he kind of hesitates for a moment.
Okay.
He's wondering if it's all of us or none of us, or
Okay.
he's trying to figure this out. And if
the
we all leave, then we may not get our answer.
the swirling vortex of tools expands, and it encompasses what essentially is a large blast template, which is the entirety of the insides of the barn. So once more, let's see. Oh, I got another explode. It's gonna be hard to do. All right,
Okay.
this time it's only 6 points of damage. As again, this is continuing to happen. What do you all want to do? And they're
I'm
not.
just
You
gonna
don't see
yell.
any signs.
Drop your stuff. Drop everything.
Oh yeah, I'll let go. Drop the tooth. Sorry, Dr. Cuspid, and drop the doll. I will gently place the doll on the ground because I don't want to break a leg.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do a spirit check to see if I unshake.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and shake.
Eustace will place the stuff at his feet.
Yeah, you're good, Cuspid. Okay. All of you start dropping or gently placing stuff on by your feet on the ground. None of that seems to affect this swirling vortex of tools.
Damn.
I think I will use I'll have that little pop out thing from my wrist, the large fang,
Mhm.
then whip out with the Bluetooth field, and I'll whip out arcane energy into this circle,
Okay.
striking what appears to be arcane energy with my own arcane energy to see if it dissipates this situation.
And you see like a burst of like this very thin blue light just bursts from the center of the circle and just sort of shoves and dissipates all of the tools as they slam against the walls. And you see they just stick to the walls. They don't stick in, they don't stab in, they just stick to the walls. And they just stay there.
Though I suppose I should have to roll just because there's always the chance I can get
That's
a
fair.
malfunction.
Yeah.
I know you want to do terrible things to me. I'm going to give you the chance. Okay, so I was being slow. I need to put the and then it's bolt. There we go.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, it's not a botch.
Yeah, no problem. Now, everything's against the walls in various places. It's just stuck. It's like it's magnetized. It's not, but it's like it's magnetized, just stuck to the walls in various shapes. All of you are in the barn still. All of you have dropped your stuff on the ground. What do you want to do? You have a
Run.
beat.
Should I move off of this X now?
Would likely be a good idea.
All right, I bend over, pick up the doll and the tooth, and move off the X.
Okay.
Anna would like to pick up the doll and tooth and run.
Okay. Anybody else?
Well, yeah, I was going to run out, but after seeing them stop to grab the dolls, I'm like, that's a good idea because I'm going to set fire to this barn next.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till everybody's out and I'll leave last with my doll and tooth.
Okay. All right. Cuspid, do you evacuate as well?
Just looking around. I wish I could know what's going on here. But I'll take my doll and my tooth.
Okay.
You know,
Take it
we
all.
could have been friends as I leave.
And as you all leave, you watch as, like in like probably the last couple out, you hear like this creaking as you look to the walls as you're running out. You can see that the very crooked tools, when they kind of stuck to the walls, begin to sort of right themselves. Like you just see them kind of twisting and turning. And then they fly at the last of you that are running through the open doorway. And then they kind of just stop right there in the middle of the door and begin with the debris from the previous door begin to like kind of interlock and create an enclosure on the barn right as the last of you, let's say Cuspid and Jack, come out. And now there's like the door is up, which is a mixture of the debris from the broken barn door that Eustace exploded and all of the different tools that are now kind of stitched together, interlaced. And the barn's no longer accessible.
Listen, everyone got their dolls?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's burn this thing down to the ground and just be done with it all.
So Jack and Cuspid, both of you can roll an occult test again now that you've seen some more stuff.
Yay. Treats. Oh no. I mean, clearly it's the teeth.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because you actually hear the sounds of clattering. But
Do
you
I hear
don't-
it?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Only you, Cuspid. And you hear it. Hang on one second. You don't hear it from your pocket where you have these specific, this thing that you took from the inside. But you look over and you see Jack standing a few feet from you, the lantern light from Anna's lantern kind of flickering strangely. All of you are probably talking, but you see in his mouth these beautifully lacquered wooden teeth, and they're just clattering rapidly right in front of your face.
What's so funny there, Doctor?
Oh, nothing, Jack. Everything's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
You look over towards
What-
Eustace,
What's so
and as
funny?
he's talking, and as Jack talks to you, all you hear from both of them is the clattering of teeth. All you see when their mouths move are the beautifully lacquered wooden teeth, just clattering and clattering and clattering. When Anna or John speaks, same thing. You don't understand a word they're saying. All you hear is the clattering of the teeth, and it's going up and down in rapid fashion.
Hey, that's pretty funny.
I don't know what you two are laughing at, but
I
Dr.
don't either.
Either.
You got a hungry look in your eyes. I know this light does wonders for my chiseled jawline, but
I don't.
what?
Oh, nothing.
You all right?
You need a
Oh.
drink. You need a
Oh,
drink.
goodness me. I need to go talk to a man about a mule. If you excuse me, I need to.
I don't know what
Because it's clear he's not actually talking directly to anybody, but he's just like, no.
Okay.
You see, he's like
Jack-
looking at you, but everything you're saying is just.
What the heck did you all get to in that house, Jack? 'Cause Dr. Cuspid looks a little bit, more like Dr. Cuspid than usual, if you catch my drift.
Well, we ran into a couple ghosts in there that may have spooked him.
All right. I don't see him as the type to get spooked by ghosts, but maybe that's it. Once
Yeah.
again, I think fire is our solution to this barn and that house.
No, don't burn the house down. Nothing bad happened there. But the barn, that's a bad place.
All right.
Jack, your role, you would probably know that it's some kind of poltergeist, and you know that they're probably, I mean, these types of things are probably tied to the area in some way. And likely, like burning the house down or burning the barn down, even burning the house down, likely wouldn't do anything necessarily. Like it might by just luck, it could potentially do it, but like that in itself might not do anything. It might just wander then, like the fields, like these empty lands or whatever it might be. But there's likely something anchoring it here.
Okay.
Cuspid, when you return, when you get back down, you kind of go down the hill towards the rest of the camp. You see a couple people kind of wave at you. And you see, you know, Abby and stuff. It's the same deal. You look at them, and they're talking to you, but all you see are those lacquered wooden teeth clattering away. And it's all you hear as they say to you. You see, you know, Bill's like talking to you, trying to like. You can probably intuit he's trying to ask you like what happened, what's going on, but you can't make it out. And he's kind of looking at you strangely. Luke's kind of shaking his head at you.
Well, I know enough to know that I'm not right. So, not really hearing anything the same. Well, I'm terribly sorry, everybody. I seem to have the vapors and I need to lay down now.
And you just hear an echo chorus of clattering as you walk away, like they're talking to you as you leave. The rest of you, back up by the barn, what do you want to do?
So, Jack, if you're saying this is something that's tied to the area, like we should broaden our search?
Or we should leave. I think we're done here. We get our water and move on.
I mean,
yeah, once you clear probably about a mile, you doubt this would affect you all at all.
I'm good with that, but I mean, I guess, do we have any kind of moral obligation to resolve this situation from happening to anyone else that just happens to be coming along this way?
Well, what makes a poltergeist do the poltering?
What I know, Jeff.
You only got a success, right? No raise. You
Just
would
in general,
know,
like poltergeists, like just
So
like a
you-
restless spirit.
well, you know that poltergeist basically like would have the ability to kind of like toss like that's what that storm of the tools were. That's something that they would specifically be able to do. You know that like there's different degrees of ghosts in terms of like how frightening they might look, etc. But the you would know that the anchor, there's basically something that ties them to the world of the living, and it could be anything, place, or person that was important to it in life. And so you would know from your kind of occult knowledge that there's a radius to how far they can travel from that anchor. Without knowing more about whoever might be the ghost, the poltergeist here, it's hard. Like it would just be guessing probably, or of what that anchor might be. So like I said, it's possible you might just get lucky by burning some stuff down that it could be it, and it's possible it's not.
Okay, I'll just say the only thing that could help this place is a good preacher, and we don't have one of those traveling with us. It's best we just move on and don't disrupt it any further.
All right, that's what you think is best. I'm more than happy to, follow your lead.
And at least we got out of there with not too much of a scrape, though I'm not quite sure about the mental state of our doctor friend.
Yeah, he
Yep.
seemed a little off,
Yeah.
more so than normal.
I mean, if what Jack is saying is true, then he'll be all right as soon as we get about a mile away from here.
That's true.
There ain't no possible way this could ever affect us past a mile or two in any
this-
way, shape, or form.
We should try that with our dolls when we get about a mile or so out. See if
Oh,
we
that
can...
is a good idea, because I'm very uncomfortable with the thought. Like it could be handy for like back scratches, but at the same time, if we accidentally trip and fall down a flight of stairs, we might accidentally crack our own necks and not from ourselves, but from the dolls.
And why us of all people? I mean, we've got a whole crew here with us, and
Well, I did see that dog out there. I'm wondering if, it's that man that we saw at the night of the zombie attack. Maybe he's the one who set this all up. He did seem to have some ability beyond the natural. Maybe he set it up and he was watching to see if we'd get caught in it. And
he just walked right in.
yeah, we just walked right in. That's all right. I mean, I don't know. There was no other way for us to know. I don't feel bad about tonight.
No, I mean, we gotta try it out sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a source if I didn't keep being curious and trying, and
Well, yeah,
gotta,
I imagine this was a trap for us from that Bayou Vermilion fella.
I would suggest we probably sleep in shifts for the rest of the night.
I'm good with that because I don't trust darkness.
I think I should take the first one because I don't think you're gonna be able to wake me up.
You're always best for first watch.
Yeah, that's
It's-
true. Once you're down for the count.
Yep, I'm pretty good for first watch and breakfast.
Breakfast. I wonder if the cook's going to make some ham and some eggs.
Yep, breakfast is a good way to get over the night before.
I agree.
First watch breakfast for me.
Anna would
Okay.
like to go poke wherever Dr. Cuspid might have gone to.
Oh
He's
no!
got-
You might
he's
walk
got a
in on
camp.
something
I
very
was-
awkward.
I was just gonna say, I think we should let Dr. Cuspid sleep tonight and not set him up for a shift. We should just leave him be, maybe.
Oh, I certainly was not going to leave the fate of everyone in his watch hands. I just wanted to make sure the man was all right.
I'm good with that. He seemed off. So, yeah, I think that's a good idea, you two.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
Dr. Cuspid is in his tent, just talking to the teeth. Look, I'll give you a pound of flesh, but just stop it. Just stop it now. And he takes the teeth and just like puts them into his own shoulder and like pushes down on it to like make them bite him.
As you're
Are you
Trying
happy
to
now?
s-
You've got your blood. Now leave me alone.
quiet, goes completely quiet. As you try to go to sleep, however, you feel an intense cold come over top of you, like extreme, like, to the point like where you're shivering, and you hear the chattering of teeth. Kind of reach up, feel your own fit, and it's not your teeth, and you hear echoes of it all around you as everyone's sleeping and snoring, and you just hear this cacophony of chattering teeth throughout the entire night, to the point where you get absolutely no sleep. You have
Well,
a point of
then-
fatigue when morning comes.
Well, in the morning, then I'll take out one of my inventions. It looks largely like one of those mouth mold things, except it's hooked up to some wires and some Tesla coils. And I will use the relief spell, or my invention, as it were, to just bite down on it. And I will shock the electric energy, the Bluetooth energy, through my own teeth to reinvigorate myself and not
Yep.
be exhausted.
And when you're done, you still feel really, really cold. And you still have a point of fatigue. But the chattering has stopped. You step out of your tent or wherever it is you sleep, you look at people, they wave, and you don't see the teeth anymore. You can hear them. They're like, hey, Dr. Cuspid. Morning.
Oh, good morning. I'm so glad to see you this morning.
Well, you didn't look so good last night, but, we're fixing on heading out pretty soon here.
Well, I've tried to put on a good show of things out here on the trail, but I'm not as hardened to the environment as the rest of you, but I'll push through.
Oh, that's good to hear. You don't look so good. You look a little, probably didn't have a good night's sleep. Got some rings underneath your eyes there.
Well, I will be okay.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, right on. Well, Cookie's made up some food, so get some chow. And we got some buckets to haul, and then we're out of here in a few hours, I think.
Well, there's nothing I love better than to tote some buckets.
All right, then. Now, the rest of you, I'm not sure if anyone was doing it. I know you had a watch and stuff. I'm not sure if anyone else had anything in particular that you were looking to do. But Jack, on your, kind of, if you're part of the watch,
Yeah. Yep.
you hear the sound of a howl, and you hear something slam
From the house.
from the house, which is up a hill a bit. It's a little bit of ways.
And does the wolf or the howl sound like it's close? Like
Yeah.
at the
yeah.
house close? Can I see anything from here?
Roll a notice test at -2. It's very dark up there, so go use -2. But there is some starlight and moonlight and stuff, so it might give you something. You want to Benny that? We're at the end, so if you got any
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, might as well. There we go.
Oh, that's it. You see a coyote moving around out in front.
Mm,
And kind of walking behind. You see it kind of coming, because when you look up at the house, you see that the door is falling down. Likely that's the slam. You see the coyote emerging out from within the house and walking kind of westward a bit and around the house.
Okay, I'm gonna go shake Ives awake.
Okay.
He's probably awake with his night terrors, anyways.
Yeah, I don't sleep so good at night. What do you need, buddy?
That wolf or that coyote. I think I saw it up there by the house. We should go take a look.
I agree with you. You lead the way. I'm right behind you. I ain't so good at nights, but your tracking skills and my shooting skills, I bet we can get it.
Okay, I'm gonna get my Winchester and start making my way up there.
I'm right behind him.
Can I stealth?
Absolutely.
He's stealth, then I'll follow suit and stealth.
You should be your own man, though, Chuck,
No, I'm gonna stealth too. It's dark out, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, shit.
It's not quite.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Jack gives him strength. Praise Jack.
Okay. You guys stealth up to the house.
Yeah.
You see on the ground in front of the house and within the first few steps of the house what look like paw prints. You also, Jack, notice in the middle of the living room as you're looking in, you see that there is that sawhorse, a rocking horse right in the middle, not where you left it, and it's just moving back and forth. Back.
Nope. I'm not concerned with that right now. I'm looking for that coyote.
And you see
Let's go to that coyote.
You do see, you see paw prints. Okay. So you start moving around to the back, and it's very, very dark out here. So now I want a survival test to see if you can pick up a trail.
It's Benny that. Mm.
Okay. Ives, you could try yourself, or you could have supported. I guess, you could support too, I suppose. But or you could just roll yourself.
It's dark. I'm not feeling comfortable, but I'm following Jack. So like I could support him, but I don't think I should be making this test myself because I'm just going to end up shooting someone.
Okay. All right. So just double checking what support is. Yeah, support just.
It's an extra D6, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's a +1.
+1? Ooh, I guess
Yeah,
it's a
so
4.
well he has to roll. So basically Ives has to roll something. It doesn't necessarily have to be survival, but it's just like
Gotcha.
you explain what you're doing to help. Then you roll. If it's a success, you get a +1. If you got a raise, it's +2.
All right. I'll roll it. Oh, shit. All right.
Okay.
Got a 6. Yeah. I'm just following behind him a few feet.
Yeah.
Watching to make sure he doesn't miss anything, looking for tracks.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just
You all veer
sweeping the
around.
ground behind him.
Yeah, you all veer around and you struggle a bit for a few minutes finding the tracks. Like you're like, not again. Like Jack, like you remember they disappeared the last time you were trying to track this thing. And then Ives, you pick them up.
All right.
And
I'm
you
pointing
start-
at Jack. Here they are.
Yeah. You start seeing them veering a little bit off, kind of northeasternly a bit. Kind of track them for a while. You're a little bit behind. It's still kind of dark. You can't really see anything. Then the sun starts coming up to the east, and a little bit of light gets on the horizon. Both of you watch ahead as maybe 200 yards. You finally see kind of the top of a small crest. You see the shape of a coyote. But then, as you're watching it, you see it morph into the shape of a bird and begin to fly off into the sky and away.
I want to shoot that bird.
Go right
I've
ahead.
got my 6 shooters ready. I'm firing 2 shots.
Go right ahead.
Is there any negatives or anything to this roll?
Yes,
or
there's going to be. Hang on.
is this a small
let's-
target?
Very small
Small
target.
in the
Yeah.
distance
I
and
don't
it's
have the
moving.
token up. Okay, so what's the range on your weapons?
24,
12
48, 96.
Oh dear.
I'm short on 12, 24, 48.
Yeah, this is essentially going to be for you all, for both of you. This is going to be extreme range. You don't have anything better, like any rifles that have longer range?
No, that is my rifle.
That's your longest range. Okay.
Let me take
Yeah.
a look at my rifle. Maybe I
Let me
got
double
that.
check
out.
something.
My rifle's 24, 48, 96. So
Okay, so -8.
fuck.
So extreme range. Well,
Use-
actually, extreme range is up to 4 times a weapon's long range, and you said it was 48, and what else?
96.
96.
96. So yeah, I'll say yeah. Both of you can do -8, and it's
No
small.
perks, explosions.
Oh, there you go.
You got it.
Still only a 2. I'm gonna Benny
Oh,
it.
Fuck.
Okay,
I don't know. It's the end of the night. I'm gonna Benny that too.
Benny the hell out of it. Yeah.
No, I
Okay.
did
Nope.
the same.
So the two of you just point get your rifles ready. You see this thing up on this hill, about almost 200 yards away, and you just start firing as it's flying away, and you're just firing, just emptying all of your rounds at it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, none of them hit, and you just see it kind of extend a little bit further and further up into the sky, and kind of just disappear off to the northeast. And
You
we
got
will
any idea? Oh,
I
shit.
think we should
no.
end on that. We're right
Yeah.
there. We're right at 8:59. So we'll end right there on
Yep.
that. Okay. Here you go.
Oh boy.
That was fun.
Ooh,
That was fun.
it was.
I like scaring people. I like it when you scare yourselves too. Like you guys talk yourselves into being scared. I'm just like, I just shut up. I don't have to say anything. Oh yeah, let me check what the range of that
Oh,
other
yeah, the
rifle
new
would have
gun.
been. I'm sure. Well, no one took it.
No.
96 on that range. It was
Alright.
plus the problem with that is that apparently it's got bullets are hard to come by out west, but can be ordered
Yeah.
directly from the company.
too
Delivery
bad.
takes about 3 weeks.
That's why
Okay.
I got the rifle I got, because it uses the same ammo as my revolvers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just good that everyone made it through the night completely unscathed. There's no lingering issues to worry about from here to the end of time.
Smooth
Nothing-
sailing from here on out.
Everything's just turning up
Just
Millhouse.
peachy.
Okay, let's do some closing plugs and stuff. See what everyone's doing this week. Jeremy, tell us about his Patreon.
Yeah, check out Aaron Reese on Patreon. You've got comic books, you've got RPG assets, you've got maps, lots of cool stuff.
Awesome. I don't know why Why is Nightbot not working? Nightbot being bad. There it goes.
There it is.
Okay.
Just a little slow.
A little slow. It's late for Nightbot too.
It
Awesome.
is.
Yes, that Patreon does have a bunch of like little scatter and stuff that you can use. It's pretty awesome. There's a couple different kinds too. It's not just like so many people do fantasy, but Aaron's been doing a lot of like a little cyberpunk, a little post-apocalyptic stuff. So it's nice little mixture of things, which is great because I need some of that stuff. Matt, what do you got going this week?
This Thursday over on Garblight Games at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're back to Starfinder, Horizons of the Vast campaign, where we're going to pick up with possibly Jeff and or Jeremy or both of them dying.
I get it.
Well, I mean, not us, but our characters.
Your characters. We rolled damage tests at the end of the last session, and it could outright kill Jeremy's character. And I did hit him. So we're starting with me rolling damage this session. That'll be the first thing that happens. So Jeremy his character Blim Blam. No, remember that my browser messed up, and then I went back into the game and I rolled damage 10 minutes later just for fun.
Okay.
And it would have like outright killed Blim Blam. So I haven't rolled damage yet. We're starting with the damage roll this week.
Right. Okay.
Yay!
And then
punching bag.
Yeah, and then I have to make 2 saves to live. Oh, poor Billy.
Y'all got extra characters made?
Yes.
I'll be fine.
I have a backup ready to go. It's the
Is
current
it
character I
Tammy?
have is Dr. Bostwick. This one is named Dr. Bestwick. So it's great. Yeah.
I got this blind, stupid belief in myself.
Adam, what do you got going on?
Oh, so much. We've got just lots of things going on. So you just check out our website and you'll get some news that way. Most recent thing that we've got going on is Beyond the Fire Volume 2 is slated to come out either at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. And then I think there's something happening this weekend.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
Something
it's-
happening Thursday too, and Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow, on Gurren Perilous Plays, we should be playing Tribes of Midgard. Although last week I had to work until 9, so that didn't work out. But Thursday, if you're in the Kansas City area, we'll be playing at Reroll Tavern. We're going to be playing Zweihander, running people through that. So if you're in the Kansas City area, come check us out. 7 o'clock at Reroll Tavern. And then Saturday, if you enjoyed this person's GMing, then you're in for a treat. You can come check him out GMing Heart for the rest of us lucky individuals who get to play Heart. So that'll be on the Grim Perilous Plays channel as well.
The first time I ran it was like a year and a half ago. Matt and Chuck and Melissa were in that game, and every one of the episode titles I was doing like plays off of various Heart songs because I love the band Heart. So that's what I did over and over again.
I think I had a Barracuda background too.
Yeah.
That was
The whole man, it's amazing how much of the campaign was just sort of like I was always like fly by the seat of my pants, throwing a few things out there. Then you guys did some stuff, and then it kind of turned into everything. I remember there was like a giant barracuda fish you all went down at one point. That was pretty
we
fun.
did.
Yeah. All right, Chuck, what are the Defenders doing?
Wednesday on twitch.tv/Defenders Kobold. We're going to be running some Thunder Rift Forbidden Lands. We're currently in the middle of the Against the Cult of the Reptile God adventure. Yeah, Jeff and Jeremy, I'm pretty sure you all are tackling this in a way that no one has ever tackled it before. It's absolute mass chaos. It's very fun. Everyone should check it out. Friday night
We're
at
good
10
people.
p.m.
We're really good
You're
people.
amazing people besides the cannibalism and the trapped orphan soul in Jeremy's axe.
It's only cannibalism if you believe I am too a halfling, which
That's true.
I'm
That's
fervently
true.
against
McGavin
that position.
is, don't question his logic. He'll slap you, but he is
Yes.
not a halfling.
That's correct.
Friday, 10 p.m. on Defenders. Joe is making a game called Anvia. kind of riffing on some of the heart mechanics. And so we're play testing social encounters Friday at 10 p.m. So we'll see how it goes. And what do we got Saturday? I think just heart.
I think it's it, yeah.
Grim and Perilous on Saturday. And then Sunday over on Bird's channel, we got some Shadowrun.
Yep. As for us here in Lollygaggers, we're actually having kind of a down week as one of our players on Friday and Saturday is out of town. So no Traveler or One Ring this week, which is what we would normally play on Friday and Saturday. We might throw something random together on Friday if I have the time, but I don't know for sure. But Saturday, One Ring, we're definitely off. Heart, as Chuck and Adam have already mentioned, Saturday night. And next Monday, because every Monday we play a Savage Worlds game, and we alternate right now between Deadlands and Holler. So next Monday we'll be playing Holler, new setting, Appalachia, folklore, all that kind of wonderful stuff. So, but that's it for us. Thank you for everyone who hung out tonight. It was fun. Thank you to the new folks we haven't seen before. Lords and Ladies of Fate, thank you for the raid. Players, thanks for poking things. It's really great.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And we'll do a rate. So everyone hang tight. We'll rate somebody else, and you can watch some more role-playing game goodness Monday night. So bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.